Hello everyone, welcome to a new video here. Is a little bit fundamental video for the first time on this channel, of course, but it is very important to talk about what's going on in the market right now because, of course, there is a very critical regulation in the Europe, of course, which is called MICA. And they are, they put a regulation over the USDT trading in the European countries, not all of them, but the most part of Europe, where they are under the regulation of MICA. So it is very important just to know what is the effect of this on the trading on crypto market in the next few weeks, even starting from today, because from today this regulation has took place. Yeah, let's talk about it. What are the replacement for you guys who live in those European countries where the USDT is regulated and not available on some trading platform? We're gonna see which platforms, by the way, still have USDT and which has already delisted the USDT, and we're gonna see what is the alternative, what to do. Do you stop trading? No, of course not. So what are the replacement and what is the effect of the replacement? So first I would like to start with what are the MICA? Of course, those are the markets and crypto assets regulations in Europe, and those are the group who decide about some regulation regarding crypto assets, and especially that they regulate the transparency of the assets in the market and to create much more less riskier events for the traders. So actually, it is a comprehensive, let's say, legal framework that it is established by the EU, yeah, and to regulate those crypto assets markets. So their objective here is to ensure, of course, the market, as you said, like the market integrity, and to protect the traders, the consumers, and to foster much better finance in the sector. So they introduce now rules by issuing, of course, the trading regulation over the USDT because they don't have good transparency, the USDT. And I think this might be a good thing, guys, because we don't want to see something not transparent anymore, like the USDT just like hiding some numbers, and especially the volume of USDT in the market, which is not nice, even for us as traders, guys. So yeah, and that's why it lacked of transparency. So the USDT has faced criticism in the past for a perceived lack of transparency regarding, of course, their reserves. I mean, how you can have a very large coin such as USDT without claiming what is, or being transparent what is the amount or the volume of your reserves. Yeah, that's not good even for traders, guys. So I find it actually it's a good regulation, to be honest. And MICA emphasis like on transparency and the detailed audits, of course, that might pose challenges for Tether, for the company of USDT, and if it cannot, of course, provide the required document and to demonstrate a full compliance, then they will be delisted in the EU. And of course, this do not impact like the non-EU countries. So the stablecoins issues outside the EU must, of course, as well meet the MICA requirements if they are offered to EU citizens. Yeah, so if the people who are EU citizens, so they must comply. Be careful with it. They must comply with the regulation. So you cannot really trade with USDT if you are a European citizen, so be careful with it as well. If Tether, of course, chooses not to comply with those rules of MICA, so the stablecoin could, effectively be excluded from the EU market, and that means be banned. And being banned, because USDT is not banned yet by the EU. Currently, it's just like under the regulation, so it's gonna be delisted until they meet their or they comply with their regulation, with the regulation of the MICA. So once Tether comply with the regulation of the MICA, maybe USDT will be back in the EU, very, very normal. So just to be clear here, it is not banned yet. As a conclusion, the MICA does not explicitly ban USDT, but it imposes rigorous standards that all stablecoins must meet. Yeah, so if the USDT cannot comply with those standards and those regulations, whether due to the financial and the transparency issues, it could face, of course, a very hard restrictions in the EU market. And this is part of the goal of the MICA, right? To enhance financial stability and, of course, to protect the consumer, which is you guys and us and me, with the cryptocurrency ecosystem. So we don't want, actually, it is a good thing, to be honest. We don't want to see another FTX, for example, or another corruption thing or something that it moves or destroy the crypto market again. So I think having some regulations for transparency is a good thing. Which exchanges right now have delisted the USDT in the Europe? So Binance already here says that, okay, they have delisted since today, in 1 January 2025. So several cryptocurrencies exchanges have taken steps to delist, and one of them is Binance. In the European country only, of course. And yeah, so Coinbase also is one of them. Coinbase has already started in the mid-December. Actually, wow, Coinbase is one of the most beneficial exchange because of this regulation, because the USDC, which is another stablecoin, is generated by Coinbase, guys. So if you don't know, this is something you should know. So Coinbase, of course, they delisted USDT since mid-December, and this is, of course, because it is a good thing for them. Now Binance, of course, they already, we said, yeah, and crypto.com did also the same, actually. So with the Coinbase as well, as we said, they delisted USDT, but also crypto.com delisted as well since 27 December, so four days ago, actually. And it is monitoring right now to seek for more regulation around it. Also note that those are only the three, basically right now, the three exchanges that really delisted USDT. But for example, for me, I'm a Bybit user. I still see that USDT is still available. I live, of course, in the EU, and I know that it is not really very easy, just like that, in one day, that USDT can be delisted. I think the exchanges has the right to make objections. And they have like time 30 or 45 days, something like this, based on the legal procedures. So I think that some exchanges like Bybit did not remove the USDT or delisted yet for the EU. I know this from my own account. So yeah, so they might be evaluating right now their compliance strategies in response to the MICA, of course. Yeah, so now what are the alternative, guys? Well, what you can have as an alternative rather than USDT? As you can see, Binance already says here that you can have USDC, the DAY, I think this is something called Diamond. I know this like years ago, but I never had this in my portfolio. And there is something called EURC, right, which is stable coins related to the EU. But basically now, if you would like to stay in much more secure way, I think USDC would be the best option, which is considered more transparent and compliant with regulatory standards of the MICA, which is the EU, of course. I would consider the USDC rather than the USDT. Now, what is the difference between them, the USDC and the USDT? Of course, the issuer of the USDT is Tether company, as we said. Yeah, their problem is that they are criticized for limited transparency about their reserves. And of course, yeah, historically they faced hardship regarding whether their tokens are fully backed by assets or not. Yeah, so that is also dangerous, guys. While the USDC, the issuer, as we said, is Coinbase. So Coinbase might be one of the most beneficial partners here for MICA, I would say. Yeah, okay, whatever. But however, at the end, they are known for their high degree of transparency with reserves regularly audited and third-party firms, right? So Coinbase is very, very transparent actually, and everything looks fine in the USDC. And yeah, so they are more transparent to be honest. That's why the MICA now prefer to move to this stablecoin. Now let's talk about the effect on the market, on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, guys. So what could this affect a Bitcoin? Of course, as you can see lately, the price action is very, very choppy and of course sideways, and that might be the problem. As you can see, since the regulations has started actually since the mid or the start of December, as you can see here in this area. So here where the regulations start to be spoken about, I think, and that's why we saw the bull run has been interrupted, right? So what can be the effect of the MICA on the USDT, guys? So basically, now we're gonna have like reduced liquidity because USDT is one of the most, of course, widely used stablecoins right now in the market. Yeah, so a large portion of liquidity in cryptocurrency, yeah, will be removed, right? So its removal from major exchanges in the EU also could lead to reduced trading volume. Yeah, as you can see, very choppy and sideways. And yeah, the liquidity will be, of course, now less a little bit in the crypto market. Of course, that this might not really affect Bitcoin to drop down like massively, and that something like wrong will appear, or a bearish market could appear because of this. Of course not. It has nothing to do with Bitcoin, to be honest. Yeah, so the thing is, it can be just have lack of liquidity in the market, and that makes the market very, very slow. This is what it does. Now, it can, of course, create some volatility, but not in the crypto market for Bitcoin and other assets, but actually in the stable coins market. And that means between the USDT and the USDC and the DAI or Diamond. And that might create a volatility. And by all means, that USDT can move down with its price and start to see some volatility in the stable coins, which is not really good. But I mean, at the end, it is their problem that they did not really offer transparent reports about their reserves, and they still not doing it. So they should, I think, do something about it. Some volatility, we can see some shift in the market, right? So we can see some other stable coins will grow or much more than the USDT, like the USDC. It will have better maybe compliance records, and it could gain, of course, the market. Yeah, so the EU-based issuers could benefit also with an increased opportunity for creating their own stablecoins, which we already saw in Binance, mentioning it in Euro C, something like this. I heard also that is something might get out into the market as Euro T, actually, not Euro C. But yeah, Binance he's mentioned the Euro C. However, as we said, in the Bitcoin and the altcoin market impact, of course, there is no like direct effect. It is like indirect effects on BTC and ETH, of course, and the altcoins when the USDT, of course, is a common intermediate coin for trading. And of course, its absence now could temporarily reduce the trading activity, affecting the price dynamics. And that means, of course, we might not see continuation of the bull run right now, but doesn't mean a bearish. It means, of course, we might go sideways until something getting fixed here with the USDT or the USDC, of course. This is what I think is gonna be. It's not gonna affect the market so badly. I think we have, of course, to wait so far before calling any bearish market or something like this, and to see what the regulators will say. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.